Hello, it's your boy Topbloke here with another expert analysis of a golf YouTuber. This time we are taking a look at Garrett. Oh God, what's his name? I should have done my own work. I'm going to call him Garrett. I think it's Garrett. He's a YouTuber. He's got 1 million subscribers. He's massive in America. He's a part of the good team. He is flying at the minute. He is living the dream. So let's have a look at his swing. Now, he's a good player. Apparently, he's a very good player. He's very talented. He hits at a mile, and you can see he's very athletic. It looks good, his swing. But if you slow it down and compare it to a tour player, what does it look like? Not that good, I reckon. So anyway, let's have a look. He takes it away, all right. And I'll tell you what. Let's go. This is his main problem, I reckon. Right. He stays back on that foot, yeah. And if you look here, look at his right foot, right. Look how the bent over his shoe is, yeah, at the tip. That's indicative of he's still staying the pressure, a lot of pressure there, right. Whereas you look at Max Homer on the right there, his foot is way up. He could lift that up, and he's perfectly balanced. This guy's got no balance, and what is going on there? Look at his shoulders. He's like nearly falling over, isn't he? Like on the left here, Garrett. What is that move there? Has he not got a bad back, this fella? Whereas if you look at Max Homer on the right, is nicely extended. Look at his backside. It's pushing forward. He's got this lovely curve to the right side of his body. Look at his arms are nicely sort of extended. His shirt buttons are probably looking at his hands where his butt of his club. Whereas you look at Garrett here, he's doing this weird thing here. Look, his shirt buttons are probably just like looking forward. Anyway, so that's a big old problem he's got there, isn't it? The other thing I noticed on his backswing, right? Nice. I like this bit here. This is very nice. But on his backswing, he's like falling forward. You know, look at his head. Look at his cap. He's falling forward, and I think that's. Whereas you look at Max, he's not. If anything, his head's sort of going backwards, isn't it? He's very standing tall. But if you look at Garrett, he's creating more angles. He's lurching over the ball. And I reckon it's to do with, right? Now, correct me if you think I'm wrong in this assumption. I reckon it's to do more with he's pulling that right hip back, Garrett, right? Which you've been told to do. You've been told not to, resist against your lower half, your body, which is cool. But the difference is between Max and this guy is that Max is using his chest and his ribcage to turn, which in turn pulls back his right hip. He's not actively pulling back his right hip. I think Garrett's actively pulling back his right hip, therefore it's causing like a counterbalance issue, and he's like falling. Yeah. Whereas Max, and you can tell this because if you look at Max's ankle, look at his right ankle, right? Look how quiet his right ankle is. Right up to the backswing, right down to the downswing, and he just rolls that ankle, yeah? Whereas if you look at Garrett, see his ankle in his calf, it's like rocking backwards and forward. That's indicative of his right hip going. So his right hip's going back and he's falling forward, and the only thing you can do is thrust your right hip forward. Whereas you look at Max, look at his left thigh, lovely left thigh there. He pulls his left hip back, right? He's not pushing his right hip forward, Max. He's pulling his left hip back. It gives him all that space there, and he's pushes off. Look at his left. Look at Max Homer's left leg. Now, look at it now, and he just straightens it. And it stays there, doesn't it? It's like magic. And that right hip just turns around it. That right hip turns his left leg. Lovely move. Whereas if you look at Garrett's, he's doing this weird thing here. Like, I don't know what he's doing here, but it's like, I don't know how he gets that position with his left leg. How does that not break his leg? Terrible. And his hips go down, and he's got this gap between his leg. If you look at Max, his knees are kissing, his legs are together. Whereas he can drive a bus through Garrett's legs, and he's doing this tap dance with his left foot. I don't know what's happening there. And look at that position there. Like, as I say, he's like toppling over there. Yes. Whoa. Anyways, let's have a look from the front. Where is the front? Let's have a look at the front. Here's another thing you haven't noticed yet. He's like a handle dragger, isn't he? Look, he keeps all his weight on his left far too long. I mean, look at the angle. He's getting like so much lag, but it's like false lag. See that? Like, you don't need that lag on a driver. Like, that should be. Look, he's like a cricketer. Whereas you look at Max Homer, his left arm and his club's like straightened out at that point, but he has to push forward. And now that's a good image there. Look at both of their footwork. Garrett is still on his right foot, isn't he? Whereas, if you look at Max, his right foot is way off. He's transferred his weight to his left side. And look at that nice extension there with Max. Look at his shirt buttons. It's pointing right to the sky. Whereas if you look at Garrett's on the left, like, it's just pointing forward, and it actually looks like a old man's move, that, doesn't it? So it's amazing, isn't it? Because obviously at full speed, this bloke looks. I mean, don't get me wrong. This guy can hit a ball. He probably hits it as far as Max Homer, but this bloke Max Homer does it nice and effortlessly. Does it efficiently. Look at that stretch. That beautiful. That he just pulls his arms up. Max's arms just pulled up by the correct weight shift, but he's like staying back on his back foot, isn't he? Look at that. Really, it's quite an ugly swing if you ask me. But anyways, if you enjoyed this analysis, my expert in-depth analysis, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Anyway, laters.